Hi, and welcome to the Australian Smash PR predictions vid. Been discussing more general Smash stuff recently, so let's get back into my region today. I do need to emphasize right off the bat that this is an opinion-based list. Even though I am using a lot of numbers and stats to justify placements, this is all based on my opinion. It's okay if you disagree, just be civil, please. If you're an Australian, I'm sure you certainly have a different list. And if you're not Australian, we'll sit back and use some of this data and info in this vid to learn about our top players. Okay, cool. Formalities taken care of. Let's explain how this works. So when collecting my data, I set some parameters. Firstly, all data collected spanned across a year, from when the Queensland Rambat occurred until at the time of writing this script. I then tiered events to work out the quality of performances. S-tier events were majors with 200 entrants or more. These were BAM 12 and Phantom 2022. A-tier events were also majors, but had 100 or more entrants. These were Big Cheese 3, Pissmas 3, and the Action. Then there were B-tier events and basically made up the regionals, which featured interstaters and were below 100 entrants. This was Queensland Rambat, TFC, DreamHack Melbourne, and Couch Warriors Cross-Up. Finally, we had C-tier events which make up locals which occurred before or after major events and contained sizable amounts of interstate competitors. In order for players to qualify, I picked players who had attended at least 2 S or A-tier events and had placed top 12 in one of those events. This gave me 32 Australian players to have to sift through. From that list, I've picked 12 players to discuss. The structure is similar in size to Australia's previous power rankings, which covered the first year of Ultimate. Rather than 15 players power ranked plus honourable mentions, we will cover 10 power ranked players with 2 honourable mentions. For each player, we'll have footage alongside their best results, head-to-heads with players on the list, while I give a recap of their 2022 highlights. Strap in, this one's gonna be a beefy one.
They just did an amazing job just closing out that spot, keeping them out there, getting their timing. But this is the Unpheasant show, and it's up to DD to change that right now. And I don't think they can. No, that's it.
Our first player has barely scraped onto the list, attending 3 events, but the online to offline star from New South Wales has meant business when he's attended, finishing no worse than 9th at 3 events he's attended, and racking up wins on DD, Sebpro, Luma, Beat, Kanaji, and DMO, among many more. Hopefully New South Wales can begin to have more events interstaters can attend, so this young Mario can continue to build form and possibly push into the realm of a top 10 player, or maybe even a major win.
I can't take this man, I'm too old!
Limit! Finishing touch!
Oh my god!
What a finish!
Everyone cheered
On his birthday!
The man of many characters, with Dura's trusty Joker and Cloud in tow, to get the job done nationally. Another young player who's honed his craft over quarantine and seeing the fruits of his labour now. Dura is one of many whose results scaled as the year went on at events, building all the way up to his maiden top 8 at Big Cheese 3, and then getting touching distance away from a major win at Pissmas 3, thanks to help from an old friend. While his records against the best of the best aren't spectacular, he continues to impress at a local level, and has now cemented himself as a top 10 player in Victoria, and maybe going into this year, he can climb into the top 10 of Australia. One with quite a bright 2023 ahead, as he'll look to consolidate and show how the new guard of Australia's top level is approaching very quickly.
Got him off stage again. Even game. Tournament life for both players. Oh my god, it's in! He's got no job!
That's it!
Fodlan takes it! Oh my god, WA stays
goodness.
alive! Oh, what a pop-up for the kid.
Oh my god.
Look at him go.
We've left our honourable mentions behind now, and now it's about the faces of the PR. Here's the pride and joy of Western Australia, Fried Rice. Yet another young player who's grown over quarantine and built his results up since Majors returned. The Pikachu burst onto the major scene with a 9th place at BAM with wins over Mod, Milkmeme, and Didi, then a sturdy Phantom with wins over Bro1 and Dura at 13th, before the top 8 breakthrough at Big Cheese, picking up a massive scalp on Shrix on his way to 4th. In 2023, we'll see if Fried can become a consistent face in top 8s of majors, and if he can start to stack up records against Australia's best.
Oh my god, he has a smash banana, that's it!
Nice!
Oh my god! He got the wicket!
He wants it so bad!
Oh, that's gonna do it!
There we go! Kanaji makes top 8!
Kanaji is another young prodigy with a small list of events to pull from, but shows amazing polish of his craft. The ACT Snake Shulk main featured in 2 top 8s, including a peak of 3rd at the Action. Between that and his 5th at BAM and 13th at Phantom, he would collect wins on Cruise, Dura, Dags, Pop at 1, Newt, Duon, Smazio, Spammage, Mod, Luco, Malakoff, and Jix. He's a player who strengthened a lot over 2022 as a trip to Japan after Phantom really helped him grow, where he also collected wins on Proto Bantam, Momon, Futari Kiwami R, Shuri, Yamad, Dio, and Karage. The next step for the youngster is to see if he can finally get over his bracket demon and mentor, Shrix, then maybe shoot for gold with a major win.
Frame 1 grenade's coming in clutch. You gotta get your feet on the ground here, Kanaji. Seb's just having the time of his life. Oh no, this could be it. This could be it. Oh my goodness. This could be it. That's it! Seb's done!
A staple of Victorian top level, and across 2022, Seb really has put together quite the year. The Vic Rob attended the most events of anyone on this list, coming in at a whopping 20 events. Wins at events over Phoebe, Cruz, Luma, Shmoo, Heaven, Negima, J Dizzle, Kanaji, Terrarian, Dura, Rebs, Newt, DMO, Extra, Kutz, Flow, Ray-Z, Taicho, Beat, Bro1, Didi, Ghost, Baked Goods, Coleman, and Stacked. Quite the insane resume he stacked up, but what's missing? Higher placements is that missing ingredient to push Seb a bit higher. 5th at BAM, 7th at Phantom and Pissmas, and 17th at Big Cheese. There will be plenty of opportunities this year, and if he grabs it with both hands, he'll stack more records up against the best, and maybe even a major win.
Oh my god, she made that back, she lived.
Oh,
back out.
Off stage.
We've switched advantage state like 5 times, past 100%.
The net.
Beautiful net. Oh my god.
Stage
Can she
again.
make it back? This is such a bad place to be.
That's it.
He's got it!
Oh
Crazy.
my god.
He closes them. Not a choker, he's a closer.
Another Victorian to look over, and Ray-Z has had a year of halves. Explosive first half of the year, claiming 3rd at BAM and 5th at Phantom, which featured wins over Taicho, Spammage, Seb Pro 101, DMO, and Shrix for the Link Pit co-main. Ray-Z's second half of the year would be preoccupied with a trip to Europe where he gained wins over Enki and Siako, as well as some impressive placements like 17th at Ultimate Wanted 4. Ray-Z would then see a period of inactivity before continuing to work hard in Victoria locally against the best of the best. Being the only player on the list to be positive on both J Dizzle and Shrix, he shows signs he can hang with the best. However, with most of the other names hanging around here having positive records on him, he's got some work to do in 2023 if he wants to go even higher.
No, the block! No, he's done it! Oh my god! Ghost wins Big Cheese!
Whether he's Ghost or Brick Enthusiast, that doesn't matter. He's still South Australia's best. Starting the year off in a rough fashion, however, with an uncharacteristic 25th place at BAM. As the 4th seed, he would cop an early upset by Milkmeme, which would put him in the path of a raging Didi in losers. This would be a minor setback for Ghost, as shortly after this, he would transition from playing Brawler to completely focusing on Steve. Next was a 9th place at Phantom, picking up wins on Flow, Radio, and Bro1, while losing to Shmoo and Shrix. Following this event, he would not place below top 4 again. This included 19 straight first places between locals in Victoria and South Australia and the B-tier DreamHack Melbourne. What followed this would set the groundwork for Ghost's most dominant period of play and a historic rivalry with Shrix, which defined late 2022. These two would play 13 sets against each other in the space of a month, with the set count for them in 2022 being 7-6 in Shrix's favour. Ghost was stacking up event wins, however, as he would secure a major win at Big Cheese 3 and then again at B-tier Couch Warriors Cross-Up. During this time, Ghost also collected wins on Dura, Extra, Heaven, Zav, Malakoff, Radio, Seb Pro 101, Kutz, Phoebe, Didi, Jix, Fried Rice, Newt, Flow, and J Dizzle. Building into 2023, will his form continue, or will Australia finally work out Steve?
Banana Peel gets caught. Down tilt. Back air.
Oh, it's not it.
Bomb's been taken out. Oh! Banana Peel.
Oh, that's it. Jackson does it.
Jix does it. Pissmas 3 has been claimed.
Another one whose growth has just compounded in 2022, the Diddy Kong Steve co-main really exploded after many questions about what they could do, beginning with a solid 3rd place at the B-tier Queensland Ranbat, picking up wins over Jodo, Mast, Finn, and Duon. The majors was where the talent began to show, with Jix getting 13th at BAM, unfortunately being in the way of the J Dizzle losers run. Jix would continue to step it up, however, with a maiden top 8 at Phantom, placing 7th, and then an astonishing 3rd place at Big Cheese 3. Along the way, collecting wins over Kaido Roy, Spike, Luma, Dura, Rebs, JT, Sinewave, Shmoo, Chipotle, and Didi. Their best work was yet to come when they secured a hometown major win at Pissmas 3, beating Finn, Incy, and Dura along the way for that. Additional wins over Unpheasant and Turnup at the Action would add to the resume. But now, what is Jix missing to push closer to the best in Oz? They now have the consistency, but now just require records against the best to push higher, with losing records to Ghost, as well as the top 4 of the list, which need to be improved.
They both take strong hits.
That's so much rage on Sephiroth for such a light character! The carry into the down tilt! He pops off Extra, slamming his hand on his leg!
Another Victorian with a small sample size to pull from, but Extra is no slouch. The Wolf Game & Watch co-main features in 2 major grand finals and was able to push Shrix and J Dizzle right to the brink in their respective major victories. Outside of pre-locals, Extra hasn't placed outside of top 6. The consistency is very real. A list of victories over Bro 1, Fried Rice, Ray Z, Shrix, Zav, Jix, Beat, Kanaji, Luco, Turnup, and Unpheasant. This is someone who doesn't mess around, and in 2023, don't doubt that Extra won't just push the best of the best, but surpass them to win a major.
Another fair. Let's trap. Work on this, baby. What do we got? The down smash. Are you serious?
I can't believe
Oh!
with the
That's gonna be it. DD on the board. Australia alive right now.
And now we get to the pointy end here with Didi. The Kazuya Wario had a year where he would consistently push up around the best of the best, but just couldn't get the win. 7th at BAM, 2nd at Phantom as the highest placing Australian, 5th at Big Cheese 3, 5th at Couch Warriors Cross Up, and 5th at the Action. Even though a bit of a 5th place curse began to develop, Didi's resume was beyond impressive, with wins over Heaven, Teehee, Eva, Newt, Flo, Phoebe, Ray Z, Shrix, Jix, Ghost, Taicho, Mast, Zav, Luma, Sinewave, L, Terrarian, Radio, Unpheasant, J Dizzle, Dura, Rebs, Mod, Kanaji, Fried Rice, Malakoff, and Extra. Additionally, what's impressive is his positive records with Jix, Extra, Ghost, Ray Z, and Kanaji. Didi's experience is beginning to rack up with travels to Korea and America, beating the likes of Tanak, Linesel, Shajin, Peckham, Shine, Machu, Zenyu, Dill, and Sweshi. Going further into 2023, will Didi be able to take that next step and get a post-quarantine major win under his belt?
But we're in neutral. 47 is so dangerous! No! He's done it! He's done it! He's done it! He's done it!
One of the best out there, Shrix had a spectacular year with the former ACT turned Victorian Roy Sephiroth putting in the hard yards to become a pillar of consistency and dominant at top level of Oz. After a slow start with a 13th place at the B tier Queensland Rambat, he would build into form with a 4th at BAM and Phantom and being touching distance away at Big Cheese 3 with a 2nd place, losing out to Ghost. But at the beginning of 2023, his moment in the sun would happen at the Action, securing his major win. Along the way, picking up a slew of wins over Newt, Mast, Jix, Didi, Sebpro 101, Phoebe, Luma, Dura, J Dizzle, Baked Goods, Pop at 1, Zav, Kanaji, Terrarian, Jodo, Beat, Fried Rice, Extra, Ghost, Bro 1, Heaven, Q, Flo, Shmoo, Kanga, Mod, and Dags. His records are devastating, as against the OzPR contenders, Shrix is positive on all but 2 players, Ray Z, and the one fellow we haven't gotten to yet. But with international experience out the wazoo now, with wins over Vince, Leon, Lugi, Tarek, Mazebeans, Chag, Monty, Marvelous Marco, Zenyu, Kairos, Sweshi, BD Bean, WebJP, Dill, Vivi, Jen, Mia, Chicken, and Meru. Shrix is stronger than he's ever been. Just a couple records to tidy up and to secure some more major wins, and then number 1 will be all his.
Double jump, nowhere to be seen, does catch the extra bit of damage. There's no way.
There's no way.
Does catch him in the
There's
air.
no way.
J
Dizzle
takes BAM, number 12, baby.
I mean, who else was it going to be? J Dizzle had a year where he wouldn't place below 3rd at a single ranked event. The young Link kicked off the year in style, winning the Queensland Rambat comfortably, and then a historic losers run to secure BAM 12 in front of the home crowd. A slight underperformance at Phantom would be a small slight against his year, but he'd returned from international travel in a strong way with impressive records against the rest. Positive on every player on this list but Ghost and Ray-Z, a collective 21-8 across the other 11 players on this list. Domestically, he picked up wins against Didi, Beat, L, Luma, Dura, Shrix, Mod, Heaven, Sebpro 101, John Bombo, Incy, and Extra. His international trips would also bear fruit, with wins on Nightpixel, Vins, Gojesta, Blue Sky, Spectral, Noxumbra, Scores, Darkstalker, Fatality, Sintro, Kairos, Peckham, Zenu, Marvelous Marco, Show, Zomba, John Numbers, BD Bean, Delta Force, Ram, Leon, Carflow, Subo, Noi, Yamad, Level 1, Gact, Aim, Hikaru, Suinoko, Ken, Tarakotari, and Alice. As J-Dizzle's form has stacked up, the question now is raised. Will he maintain this at home, or will Shrix finally edge him out? But for now, this guy is the champion of Australia. Got the advantage over the rest, too consistent, too good. And there we have it, my honest go at predicting who I think the best of the best in Australia are. Hopefully we can see something official soon, but it was certainly fun to speculate on the best. Feel free to discuss the list, or even drop your own in the comments. I'd love to give them a read. But that's it for me, until we get to the recap of Australia's upcoming major, the Game Expo. So for now, that's all. See you around.